Welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we discuss about the equivalent circuit of the synchronous motor. So basically, when the motor is uh, operating in the normal excitation, in that case the rotor rotates the same speed as the stator flux. So in that case there will be no voltage induces. As you can see here, that under normal condition of synchronous motor operation, no voltage is induced in the rotor by the stator field, because the rotor winding rotating is the same speed as the speed of the stator field, because the rotor winding rotates follows the same speed of the stator winding. So in that case there will be no difference of their speed. That means in that case the delta will be 0, right? So therefore no voltage will be induced, because if there will be some difference between their speed, so in that case the conductor cuts, the flux will be cuts by the conductor, so there will be induces voltages, because there is the rotor and the stator field both are in the same. Okay, so in that case no voltage will be induced. Now in the stator winding, two effects are to be considered, and these effects are the effects of the stator field on the stator winding, and the second is the effect of the rotor field cutting the stator conductor at synchronous speed. So we will discuss these two methods briefly. So here the first effect is the effect of the stator field on the stator conductor. It is basically totally the combination of the it is actually the combination of the synchronous reactance XS and and a resistance, armature resistance RA, must be considered to be series with the reactance to account for the copper loss in the stator or armature winding. Okay, so now we will draw the circuit diagram. These are the rotor circuit and these are the stator circuit. Okay, and these are the current, armature current IF flows, and these are the IF represent the field current, and this V will be the terminal voltage. Okay, so this is the armature resistance RA, and this is the synchronous reactance XS. Okay, and here also the total combination of the armature resistance Ra and the synchronous reactance Xs is known as the we can say this is Zs, and this is nothing but this is the synchronous impedance of the machine, or we can say this is the synchronous impedance of the synchronous motor. Okay, so these are the first effect. Now we discuss about the second effect. Now the second effect is that the rotor poles cutting the stator flux as the speed of synchronous speed. So in that case a voltage will be induced in it. So it is states that the second effect is that a voltage is generated in the stator winding by rotating field on the rotor, and this generated EMF EB, this generated EMF EB is also known as back EMF. We can also call it back EMF. Okay, so it opposes the stator voltage, that is the terminal voltage V. So it will EB will be oppose the V, and this is the circuit diagram. Here we have to reduce it. And the magnitude of the EB, that is the back EMF, depends upon the rotor speed and the rotor flux per pole. Okay, so since the rotor speed here is constant, so the value of EB depends upon the rotor flux per pole. That is, EB, we can say EB depends upon IF, that is the field current. So EB depends upon the field current. I hope you understand this. Now we have to find the net voltage per phase, and it will be net voltage per phase equals to net voltage per phase, it will be, we can say, ER equals to this V represent the terminal voltage, and we have to reduce the after then minimize the back EMF. So this is the net voltage per phase for the stator winding. And we can also find the armature current per phase. Armature current per phase, and it will be IA equals to ER divided by ZS. Okay, so the armature current per phase will be ER, that is the net voltage per phase, divided by ZS. The ZS is known as synchronous impedance. Okay, so we can also find the armature current per phase now, and the value of Zs is synchronous impedance Zs equals to root over R square plus XS that whole square. So the value of the synchronous impedance is that, and we will putting this value, so the armature current we can easily find out the armature current. Okay, so I hope this I hope you understand about this portion. So with the help of the equivalent circuit, it is understanding the operation of the synchronous motor. Okay, so now you also remember that if the value of the EB, if the value of the EB is equals to V, then we can say it is sorry, if EB equals to V, then it is called normally excited. And the value of EB is less than V, then we can say it is under excited. And the value of EB is greater than V, then we can say it is over excited. Okay. So thank you for watching this video.